where generally then does it all break down? I mean, let's focus for a second on runner's knee. Someone comes into your clinic, they've got the symptoms of runner's knee, the signs of runner's knee. What's causing that? Is it generally an overuse, or is there generally a malfunction going on somewhere?
Well, it's multifactorial, but essentially it's usually related to load. So if someone is overtraining and not having enough rest periods, or they're not cross-training, if someone's not preparing for running, I think the problem is that the general public think you just put some shoes on and you don't need to be tutored for running. But the fact is you really do need to prepare for running, because if you've had a sedentary job and you've been inactive and your muscles are deconditioned, then that's going to be a major contributing factor to you developing a problem, because you don't have the ability to absorb load. So quite often it's overtraining, not enough rest periods, probably increasing distance too much. You know, and maybe, I mean, there's other factors like, for example, footwear, inappropriate footwear. And then there's genetic predispositions. If you happen to have patella alta, where your patella sits a little bit higher and you've got joint laxity, then, you know, that can be a predisposing factor. There are lots of biomechanical factors as well, particularly in women with femoral ante-version, the angle of the femoral neck of the femur.
Yes.
If that's more than 10 to 15 degrees, that can be a problem as well. So there's biomechanical causes as well as you know, training.
Yeah. So then you talked just a moment ago about preparation for running, and you did say training for running. And as you say, most people would think, well, running's running. You can do that. It's just walking, but a bit faster.
Yes.
Being simplifying it a little bit here. Who do you send people to? A recreational athlete, not a high-level sportsman. Who do you send them to teach them how to run properly?
Well, in my own clinic, my podiatrist happens to be a running coach as well. So I'm fortunate in that respect. If they don't want to go and see our person, then I usually get them to try and track down someone, or I recommend someone if I can find someone in their area. So I think
are running clubs good at this, or are they just generally a bunch of like-minded people going?
Well,
out
I think the problem with running clubs is they tend to be just that. There's because I do talks to running clubs, and I'm amazed at how little they know about the preparation and injury prevention. Because actually, if you're cross-training and you're getting people stronger, then you're improving performance. So it's not just preventing injury. So if I had someone who was told me they want to take up running, they haven't done it since they were at school and they're in their 40s, for example, I would get them to go on a bike, first of all, or elliptical trainer. I'd get them to have some non-weight bearing or low weight bearing strengthening first. I'd probably give them very specific exercises, to try and build up more pelvic strength, try and get them conditioned. And then you'd introduce them to running in a sort of more progressive way. You'd get them to do a walk-run kind of program. And there are ways you can introduce people into running and educate them so they can avoid injury.